From the public persona, my job's to win. The personal view, my view, the behind-the-scenes view is that we're going to take an 18-year-old boy and turn him into a 23-year-old man. If we do it right, winning will take care of itself. We want to create this environment that people are saying, I want to go to Oakland. I just think we're setting the table. It's just going to get better and better. We try and put ourselves in position that we can put these kids where they'll grow and learn and get educated. This year we went to Alaska. A year ago we went to Spain. The Alaska trip this year was really, really good. And we went to this wildlife preserve. I mean, you could reach out and touch a bear. All these different things. These kids were like kids, like 5 years old in a candy shop.
I never thought I would be going to Alaska, and immediately when I got there, I saw mountains. We went to a natural wildlife conservation, and just seeing the animals there, I'm just like, good gosh, like I never saw a bear before in my life. Taking all that in was good for me, and I thank Oakland for that. And I know the guys, they loved it.
I've been blessed, man, to be able to come here. We've been to places like Spain, so I can write Alaska off as well on the bucket list. Great place, very cold, as expected, as advertised.
It was just a good experience, to get out and with my team and be somewhere that we never thought we would be, and that's in the cold and out in Alaska, seeing all the mountains and all that other good stuff. And just a good experience.
One of the things that we don't speak enough about is exactly what is that education that we do for our student athletes over and above the competitive games that they play in, and it's these experiences.
I feel like that Alaska trip was all about the student athlete experience that the college promised to you when you come into college. So Alaska is one of the places where you don't think about going when you was a little kid. You might think of somewhere like Hawaii or taking a vacation to Florida to play a tournament, but it was just a place that you can just go and just unwind and just play basketball. So I feel like it was a pretty good trip for us.
As part of that growth and development process and expanding the horizon, the vision for young men that come to our institution, when they get a chance to travel and see different things and meet different people, they realize the world is so big and it's unlimited, the potential that they have.
All of us who've gone to college, there are certain things you remember as your story, and there are certain highlights, and those kinds of things, like going to the Alaska shootout. It's all the bonding, it's all the interaction among peers and coaches. It makes a mark that you remember the rest of your life.
Being on a basketball team, man, you build so many more relationships, and they're so close, especially the brotherhood we have with Team 50. So over time, you get to know people, a lot better, just naturally. And we've been together for quite a while.
We're going through war and probably just a downtime, and somebody's not feeling it. Just the relationship you have off the court, you'll be able to talk to him on the court and throughout the battle, so he'll be able to adjust and get better.
Regardless of what you think, it's not the school you go to, it's the relationships you build as a player in the environment you're in. And we're all looking to be happy in what we're doing. And I think we do a good job of making the experience good for the kids.
Me and my team, like my teammates, we talk about, hey man, when I have kids, man, you gotta come check them out, see what I'm working with here. When I get married, you gotta come to my wedding, man. It's something to look forward to, because those guys are gonna have your back.
We pay close attention to them, and it turns out that they graduate at much higher rates, and graduation rates oftentimes are 50% or less. Student athletes here in basketball around 90%. So something's going right with what's happening in the mentoring and oversight and interaction with our coaches and athletes in basketball and all the other sports too.
There's so much out there, and they get such an experience from being part of this, and that's what this really is about, the educational process of an 18-year-old to a 23-year-old and then release them into the world.
The human connection between a doctor and a patient is extremely important, I think, for the doctor and for the patient.
Compassion goes hand in hand with nursing.
I love it. It's really the only thing I know how to do, take care of people.
Compassionate care, you want that patient to feel like you're there for them and just them. We're listening to our doctors, nurses, and you. That's why our hospitals, clinics, and doctors are coming together as Ascension, so we can give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension.
When your holidays have a Hemi engine, there's no faster way to trim a tree. Great deals all month long at the Dodge Big Finish event.
When my hair gets too long, I lose my edge. But when my cut's right, I'm right. I'm back to being me. My dimples activate. My cleft chin becomes cleftier. I get a twinkle on my tooth. And I speak fluent French. Garbage. Chaise lounge. Mayonnaise. Au revoir.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
OU Credit Union is a proud supporter of Oakland University Athletics.
At home or on the road.
OUCU is always there.
From fans
to family.
Athletes to coaches.
OUCU is proud to support every Golden Grizzly.
So we just wanted to say,
thank you, OUCU.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, OUCU.
Visit oucreditunion.org to learn more.
Me and Nick actually talked about how we're so close now, and no matter where life takes us, you know, we'll still be in touch, we'll still be in contact, and you never know, we could both land coaching jobs like Camp and Hip did.
Many times, you know, these relationships for the kids and all of us are more about the fun and the journey than remembering maybe a specific game or a championship or whatever. You know, it's just relationships you build in the locker room and on the road.
Well, we actually met in high school. Dan was at Fostoria and I was at Defiance, Ohio, the point guard capital of the world. And we actually played during our senior year, his senior year, my junior year in high school. We played each other. He says they won, but I remember we won by about 30 or maybe it was 50. I'm not quite sure.
I'm 99% sure we won, and but I do remember our point guard, Tom Grine, who ended up being a quarterback at Iowa, fouled out in the first quarter, so there was a cheat factor going on over there, but I thought we fought through it. It's funny, my wife remembers she was a cheerleader her senior year in high school, and there was a district all-star game that Greg was playing in, and she had to give him the player of the game award afterwards.
She kissed me?
No, she said she tried, but you were looking for a prettier one, she said.
You know, we got to Bowling Green. He happened to be on the same team I was on. I mean, I went there. I didn't know he was going to be there. I wasn't expecting to see a 6'7" guy that can't run. What people don't know about him is he's not a very good athlete, but he was the greatest at all the non-athletic sports. I mean, this guy is the greatest pool player I've ever seen in my life. We went down to the bars. Every Thursday night, there were two big bars in Bowling Green. One was called the Broad House and one was called Howard's. And Howard's had a couple pool tables in it. So we would go into Howard's. And back in that day, you get on the table, then people would just line their quarters up, and we would play. The winner would get $1 a man. So we played doubles. We'd get there at 7 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock, we still haven't lost.
That was an amazing. The one night was ridiculous. We got there at 7, went home at 2, and I was supposed to meet my wife at 10. You know, we traveled a whole different way than kids travel now. I mean, some of the time was
we
riding in vans and cars. And
we used to fight over who got in what car, though, because the head coach would drive, the two assistants would drive, and then Aaron Freed, the graduate assistant, would drive, and we all wanted to be with Aaron Freed because, you know, we could do whatever we wanted there. I remember we're coming back from the Loyola game, and Hip and I don't know if you lit up a cigar, but I lit up a cigar, and we're playing chess in the back seat, smoking a cigar, and here comes the head coach's car by, and they stop next to us and look over at us like, what? Yeah. So those were the days, man. This was probably the coolest thing, and I think this is what cemented us as friends. During the basketball season, the football team had an intramural team. I was a broadcast major. I wanted to be a announcer. That was what my goal in life was, to be an announcer, and Hip always wanted to be a coach. And I would sit there and I announced the intramural games into the tape recorder. And then after the games, we'd all go out and sit in a bar and laugh and everything, and we'd play the...
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. He was Dick Vitale before Dick Vitale.
Dan was in a very bad car accident when he was in, was that your senior year? I actually snuck into the hospital. He was in critical unit. I drove to the hospital late at night, and I snuck in and got up there and was sitting in there, and word got out that I snuck in there, and I got in a lot of trouble for that from our coach, who didn't quite...
Our coach was a little different,
Yeah, we couldn't quite understand why he would be mad at me for doing that, but we really didn't know what was going on, so I told the guys on the team, I'm going to go see him. I'm going to find out. And so when I got there and was told you can't go in and that, you know, I was kind of a cocky, you know. Sometimes I didn't think rules meant anything. You know, I was maybe above rules. So I'm going in there, and so you know I got in there. And the truth of the matter is it happened on a Wednesday, and I was worried I'm not going to make any money Thursday night shooting pool without him. So I had to find out if he was going to be able to make it to the pool.
And how many weeks would it be without
Yeah,
him?
I know. I was going to have to do my budget. But yeah, I you know, you just. I mean, I think today, if you looked at my team today, and I think Dan would agree with this, that if something like that happened to Sharon or something like that happened to Martez, I think the players would
They'd all be there.
Yeah, they would be. They'd do the same thing I did. There's a bond formed by athletes. I really believe it becomes a surrogate family, and I think we're proof of that. I mean, I think you go through your whole life. Your teammates are somebody that you've gone to war with, and you know, good or bad, I think that happens.
Coach Campy and Coach Hipsher, I mean, they're a living, breathing example of a tremendous relationship that was based through their athletic connection at Bowling Green. You know, to be around them, it just exudes that relationship and the respect that they have for one another. The student athletes can look and just point to their head coach and their associate head coach and say, you know, that's a tremendous friendship.
Opportunity. It's what allows us to succeed and thrive at whatever we do. It allows us to advance and achieve more than we ever imagined. When opportunity is present, we can ascend beyond any limits. At Oakland University, you have the opportunity to reach your dreams. You're given everything you need to build a solid academic foundation that prepares you for unlimited possibilities. This is your next chapter. This is OU, where the aspiring can rise.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall. Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
When your holidays have a Hemi engine, there's no faster way to trim a tree. Great deals all month long at the Dodge Big Finish event.
If you could go down the list and handpick the characteristics you would want in a student athlete, it would put it in a computer and have it spit out something. It would likely look and remind you of Sharon Dorsey Walker.
You're going to come in here and you're going to live by our rules, and you're going to do things like community service. You're going to go into Pontiac, into Detroit, into Flint. You're going to go in and you're going to read to fourth grade students. You're going to spend time at the Boys and Girls Club, and you're going to dunk for those kids, and you're going to spend an afternoon there and referee basketball games. Sharon has been nominated for the All-State team, but he's not the first. Corey Petros before him, and Bader, and I mean, every year we seem to have somebody who gets honored like that. but because it's part of our culture.
I feel like it's my duty to give back because I come from a big family where, you know, I was instilled those values to, you know, always share, even if it was something little like, hey, share the TV with your sister or something like that. It all came into something big that just like giving back to other people.
He's an inspiration to me because he does so well in school and he works really hard. And this year, Sharon became my roommate. And it just like blew my mind how someone who can, you know, spend 7-8 hours at a camp to turn right back around and put extra hours in the gym. And you know, that just inspired me.
So I was able to be roommates with Sharon on the road last year, and I got to know him a lot better. So Sharon is very dedicated and committed to not just helping, you know, this program, but the city back in Detroit as well.
It is a big thing for our team, man, you know, to have a guy like that around. He's a positive dude, man. He always smiling and joking around with people and just trying to encourage people to do better and do what they do.
I mean, I seen when I first got here, he kind of just reached out to me and just letting me know kind of how everything is around here and how it's going to be. And kind of helped me throughout the process, and I feel good right now where I'm at.
Sharon's a special kid, number one, and he gives back. But number two, you know, it's just teaching the kids the value of giving back and paying ahead. It helps the community, but it really helps these athletes learn how to get out there and become a part of it, and it helps them later in life.
For them to do community service, it's not a really hard ask. They want to do that stuff because they want to be engaged in helping their community get better and grow. And so as student athletes, in terms of the entire athletics, we've had over 3,000 community service hours averaging the last 3 years annually, giving back to the communities that we serve. But men's basketball has certainly been front and center in terms of their commitment.
I feel like as a team, like Campy give us assignments to go to different schools and read. So I feel like everybody on our team is valuing that aspect of giving back to the community. Because once we was once them kids looking up to college athletes and wanting to, you know, receive something from them.
When you see them interacting in the community with little kids, you know, and telling them how important education is and upward mobility that it provides, you know, he's sending the message that he's actually talking about himself and how he started with some real life challenges, and he's just rebounded into this exceptional person that wants to give to the world.
His involvement in civic engagement and volunteerism is something that is also core to the student experience, the successful students' experience here at Oakland University. It's not just the work that they do in the classroom. So he's really become a model with his recognition that a student is a complete person when they perform in the classroom, but also bring their efforts to the community.
Some of the things that have become, you know, synonymous with the program, like academic excellence, you know, that community service, all those things have gotten out in the word, you know, among different high school coaches.
He's a very family-oriented person. His personal family, his Oakland family, he's a joy to be around. He's got a really bright future.
Tonight, the Golden Grizzlies play host to the Northeastern Huskies here in Rochester.
OU Credit Union is a proud supporter of Oakland University Athletics.
At home or on the road.
OUCU is always there.
From fans
to family.
Athletes
to coaches.
OUCU is proud to support every Golden Grizzly.
So we just wanted to say,
thank you, OUCU.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, OUCU.
Visit oucreditunion.org to learn more.
When your holidays have a Hemi engine, there's no faster way to trim a tree. Great deals all month long at the Dodge Big Finish event.
Well, one of the things that's really happened over the years is there's been this crescendo of media coverage, local and national. And we like that. We like that our brand, Wearing the Bear, You know, the Bear is national now.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Matt Derry, my name is Neil Rule, welcoming you in wherever you may be watching around the world.
I think the investment in the broadcast, I think that validates everything that you're doing. I mean, if you do all these things and everything's going on, if nobody knows about it, is it really happening? If this really sets it off. Myself, Matt Derry, Lauren Jabara, everybody, Joanna Tuttle, everybody that's affiliated with it is high level. Everything that we do is high level.
And on the boards tonight, watch for Jalen Hayes to get to the offensive glass against a pretty good shooting team, and that might not be a great rebounding team in Northeastern.
It's one of the big reasons why I came here was because this is a hot destination spot, I think, for fun, I think for winning, and they know how to do it when it comes to marketing. In 2016-17, people want fresh, they want ideas, fast-paced things, and that's what Oakland's sort of bringing to the table.
Matt and I, we kind of hit the ground running, which I knew that we would. That's why I was so excited when I found out that Matt and I were going to be doing the games together, because I knew it was going to take the production to another level. Matt and I have been friends since the arena football days. So we have a long-standing relationship. A lot of people don't know that.
He and I sort of are around the same age, watched the same TV shows growing up, ate the same food, bought the same brands, liked the same movies. So I knew it would be a lot of fun to work with him.
The relationship shows in the nuances, the unspoken things, especially in athletics. You need to trust the man next to you or the woman next to you in your team, because if you don't have trust in them, that will show too.
I've actually known Coach Campy since I was in 6th grade. His son Branch and I went to middle school together, went to high school together. So I would always be over their house and, you know, hanging out with them.
Lauren's great. She's a good broadcaster. Anybody who watches the games knows that. She's nice, considerate of everybody else. She just fits right in.
And again, this market needs young talent. It needs new talent. And so here's a young girl in her early 20s that's willing to learn, that has the sports background, has worked at state champs, has worked for the Pistons, and I think she's great.
This is what Oakland U does best, on the run, in transition.
Being a guy that did nothing but play-by-play my whole career, coming aboard to do analyst work and being the color commentator, I did it because I wanted to be by and around people like Neil Rule and Scott McDonald and Coach Campy. It is about relationships, and it's about how people treat you, and that's where you want to be.
Part of our culture is to do everything first class. By adding Matt and Lauren to our broadcast team with their years of experience and their professionalism, I honestly believe that we have one of the strongest broadcast basketball teams in the country.
The passion that I have for it, it may come across on the air. This is my alma mater. I mean, this is where I went to school too. So I want everything affiliated with it to be the best that it can be, to be competitive on a national level with anybody else in the country.
They think about Oakland University, and they think about that we have a program that's grown, it's matured to the point where we're D1 now, and we're competitive on the court against anyone. And so, Georgia, look out.
It's an awesome game for our fan base to attract an SEC opponent like Georgia to come and play at our intimate arena. I think it says that Georgia sees Oakland as a quality opponent in the non-conference schedule.
It will be a good experience, to see a big team like that come in here and, play against us. And we got to make our name for ourselves.
You got to defend and rebound, and then we got to find ourselves offensively. We've gone 59-65 the last 2 games. That's not Oakland. Let's find ourselves tonight, all right? Let's go.
Xavier Hill-Mays off the inbound with the two-hand flush. Jackson off the hesitation, drives to the rim and scores it with the right hand.
Get his hand straight up. That guy's backing him out.
Nicky D, all fours in the left wing. It's a big triple to go. 2 seconds left, 1. And he will drive and dunk at the horn.
They've got their A game, okay? We had this down to 5. We have to be smarter. We have to play smarter. And I want you to go strong and dunk on them.
Martez Walker drives it to the rim and lays it up and in. Martez Walker. Here's the 3. Of course, Martez Walker. Ahead to Martez, lays it up and in with the left hand. Martez Walker is taking over this basketball game.
We have 5 stops in a row. If we get that to 10, we're going to be up 15.
Abedi rolls to the rim and sends down some two-hand thunder. Isaiah's off to the races, stripped on the way up. Isaiah saying he got fouled. And the ball will go out of bounds to Georgia. Sharon has it into the paint. Alley-oop! Throw down by Isaiah Brock. Oh, Isaiah, you're going to hurt somebody doing that. The Golden Grizzlies defeat the Georgia Bulldogs 86-79 here in front of the 4th largest crowd in the history of the arena.
You want to know the best part of this? They played good. We locked them down the second half. And we got our mojo back on offense. We're back in the 80s. You know, and we weren't very good early, again, but we got it going. So our bench had great games, and that's what makes us the team we are. That's how good you can be. Now you know, all right? It's not me telling you anymore. Now you know.
Catch Oakland basketball at the Arena. For tickets to all Oakland basketball games, call 248-370-4000 or visit goldengrizzlies.com.
The human connection between a doctor and a patient is extremely important, I think, for the doctor and for the patient.
Compassion goes hand in hand with nursing.
I love it. It's really the only thing I know how to do, take care of people.
Compassionate care, you want that patient to feel like you're there for them and just them.
We're listening to our doctors, nurses, and you. That's why our hospitals, clinics, and doctors are coming together as Ascension, so we can give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension.